Hey guys, so I've had my hair in these boho braids for about 3 weeks now, and I figured it was time for me to do a honest and detailed review for you guys. So I have had boho braids in the past, and honestly I wasn't a huge fan just because of how tangled and matted they got. But this time around I haven't experienced any tangles, any matting, or anything negative. I don't know if it was the type of hair that I used last time or what. This hair from Ywigs has been amazing. So good. So the hair that I have installed is Ywigs Wet and Wavy in 20 inches, and I have 3 bundles of hair installed. So you guys can see it's nice and full, it's super soft, which you guys, I don't know if you can tell, but it's really soft. I've gotten so many compliments on this hair, it's insane. But let me just bring all of it to the front so you guys can see how full it is. And like I said, it's like a wet and wavy texture, so it's just like a slight wave. It's definitely giving Zoe Kravitz vibes. I'll insert a picture of her. It's like the mermaid look, so it's like very like effortless. It really does give like boho vibes, like very carefree, effortless beach hair. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you know, like let's say like Caucasian girls, they go on the beach to get their hair wet and it's like this soft wave that they get. That's what it reminds me of. So this hair has been very easy to work with, very easy to moisturize, detangle, and even wash. Because the last time I had boho braids, it was a mess to wash. And I ended up not even washing it again after the first time I washed it because it was so bad. And I've told all my friends, don't ever get boho braids because it's such a nightmare to deal with. My mind has been changed. Back to this hair. So for the wavy pieces, of course, I use Ywigs, but for the actual braid, I use Expression hair. So I didn't install this myself. I got my braider to do it. She does all of my extensions, so shout out to Tasha. Before going to Tasha, I always wash, condition, and blow out my hair. I feel like blowing out your hair before getting braids installed is the best way to go. I asked Tasha, my braider, to do medium-sized braids, so anywhere in between small and medium, and that's pretty much what she gave me. So that's what my braid pattern looks like, and I asked for knotless. I didn't want, you know, the knot at the top. I wanted it to be knotless. I prefer that look. I feel like the hair lays down flatter. I feel like when you put your hair up in a bun or a ponytail or whatever, it just lays nicer. The hair came nicely packaged, had some information, had a bonnet, it had the bundles of hair packaged separately. Everything was nice and neat. Got to Tasha, my hair was nicely blown out, which you guys will see. She went ahead and started at the back of my head, and I asked Tasha not to put any hair in the first 2 rows at the back of my head, just because I felt like it didn't make sense, and also the hair that touches the back of your neck and your clothes gets knotted and tangled very easily. So I just told her to focus the wet and wavy hair everywhere else. But I do believe Tasha did add like 1 piece. I'll show you guys right now. So this is the piece at the back. So Tasha did add like 1 piece. And then of course a little piece at the very end, just to kind of keep the ends nice and full, which made sense. As for everywhere else has about 5 pieces of human hair. So that's 2, 3, 4, and then 5 at the end. So it's about 4 to 5 pieces. It really depends. So like that one has 4 pieces, and I think somewhere else has like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the end has 6. So all throughout my head, I have about 5 to 6 pieces of wet and wavy hair on my braids. The very back has about 1 piece. 1 to 2 pieces. So if you don't want to deal with the tangles at the nape, I would recommend not putting any boho at all. Maybe just on the very end, so that way it's not thin when you do put all your hair back. Besides that, you might as well leave the hair for the other parts of your head, so that way it can be nice and full. Once my hair was fully installed, my braider went ahead and she dipped my hair in some hot water. Because I do have synthetic hair installed, like I said, the braids itself is synthetic hair, so to get that to seal and kind of like lock in, my braider dips my hair in hot water. Dip the hair, you dry it off, and then you apply some mousse. So the hair went from being almost straight to really popping out and creating a really nice wave. So that's the thing with wet and wavy. You can get 2 different looks out of wet and wavy hair. You can get more of a straighter look, and then you can get a nice wavy look, kind of like beach hair, like that real boho carefree type of look. I was honestly aiming for like that mermaid look. It's not super curly, it's not straight, It's just right in the middle, and that's what makes it so easy to work with. It hardly tangles, and if I do run into a tangle, like you can see, like I'm just running my hands through my hair. If I do get a tangle like right there, it's very easy to kind of just run your finger through that tangle. This hair is very easy to work with. I have washed it once so far. I usually wait until like the 2-week mark before I go ahead and wash my hair. Once you start washing your hair, you're going to get a little bit of frizz, right? If you have natural hair, kinky hair, once you start putting water on it, you are going to get a bit of frizz. So for me, for example, I have short hairs along the front. So once water touches that, it's going to poke out. So I try to go about 2 weeks before I go ahead and put water on my hair. And I was really nervous to wash this hair just because the last time I had boho braids, it was a nightmare. It was so tangled. No amount of conditioner was taking out those tangles. This, a dream. Super easy. I love this hair. If I could keep this in for the rest of the year, I would, but I can't, because by week 6, I know this is gonna start to look messy. Not so much like the length of the hair, but my roots are gonna start to look really puffy. Of course, I'm gonna have a ton of new growth, and it's just not gonna look good. My plan is to keep this in for at least 7 weeks. I usually don't go past that, so I have like another 4 weeks, which I'm sad about, but it's all good. I have really enjoyed this hair, and if I were to do boho braids again, 100% I'm getting this hair from Ywigs. This has been so nice. Like I was saying, once the hair was dipped in hot water, she dried it, and then she added a bit of mousse and kind of just ran it through the length of the hair, and the hair really curled up, or I should say waved up, and it looked really pretty. It looks really pretty when it's wet, and then it also looks really pretty when it's dry. So this hair, I would probably wear it on vacation because it was so easy to manage. And I actually washed the entire length of hair. I didn't just focus on the scalp like I usually do. I washed the entire head of hair, and it was so easy to detangle. And I'm going to film a video for you guys because it was just so easy. Not like the last time I had boho braids and I washed it and it was a nightmare, and I don't think I bothered to finish filming because it was so bad. But this hair has been so nice. So I just want to show you guys how long it is on me. I'm 5'6" and I have in 20 inches. So let me just show you guys what it looks like. All right, so my waist is right here, and then the hair reaches way past that. So if I turn to the back, you guys can see it sits pretty much at like, it's like past tailbone on me, because tailbone is right here and it goes past tailbone. But that's pretty much what it looks like. It's very nice. I've gotten a ton of compliments on this hair. Yeah, I haven't really done too many hairstyles. I've pretty much kept it in a side part, but when I do go to the gym, then I do have it in a ponytail like that. I really should experiment a little bit more with this hair, but I have just been loving it in a side part. It's been my favorite. So, but if you guys want me to do some hairstyles with this hair, definitely let me know. I do have a coupon code in case you guys are interested in getting your hands on this wet and wavy hair. It's literally my name, Shanique, and you get 15% off. When my hair is in a protective style, I don't want to be fussing with my hair. That's the whole reason why I got a protective style. Because if I want to fuss with my hair, I wouldn't put in a protective style. I would just deal with my hair. Love this hair. One thing I've learned while having this hair in and comparing it to the last set I had, which I'll insert a photo right here. The last set I had was a different texture. I believe it was like a body wave. And I had less hair installed. I think I had maybe 2 bundles of hair. I don't know, but it was a lot less. And I had a hard time detangling that hair because my brush would get caught brushing the braids because there wasn't much hair to comb through. And I found myself having to pick up the braid and brush it like this. Do it one by one and brush. And with this hair, I don't have to do that. I can literally slap on product and take the brush and brush just like this. I don't have to go through and like take my time and brush each strand of hair. I literally can brush this like it's a full sew-in or like a full wig because it's so full. The more hair you have, the easier it is to detangle. Yes, you're gonna have to use a little bit more water, a little bit more product, but it's going to be easier to detangle. You have less braids getting stuck in your brush or your comb. I don't know if that makes sense, but comparing this hair to my last set, it makes perfect sense. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you learned something new. If you guys are interested in getting your hands on the wet and wavy hair, my coupon code is Shanique. It's on the screen and also down below. You guys get 15% off when you use the coupon at checkout. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.